Welcome again to Arkins Hearth, a Not Dead Yet production, coming to you from Farmington, New Mexico, and the Arkins Juice Tavern, our forever home. Where here in the dungeon, we are recording our final episode of Shadows Over Albuquerque. My name is Michael Jason Chandler. I'm your host tonight. With me is, as always,
Thorin Wolf, ready to go back to aliens after so much murder. And to my left...
No promises.
The Pixie, and I would also love to go back to Aliens because Project Hail Mary is my favorite movie ever right now. And to my left...
The Ginger. Fun fact, guys. I watched Project Hail Mary with Pixie in theaters. Mm-hmm. Pixie is Rocky.
What?
I agree.
I would actually say Bullwinkle.
Why?
Amazed.
I've never done that in my whole life.
I would say we don't
Stop being so cringe.
You're gonna make people unsubscribe.
Your mom's gonna make people unsubscribe.
I'm unsubscribed!
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Thank you, Mom.
Be nice to my mom!
Thank you, Mom. Do a shout out.
I would like to shout out my little sister for reposting every single TikTok I post.
Aww.
For sharing all of our episodes.
Thanks, little sister.
And my coworker and his wife, who I don't know if they want me saying their names, but thank you for reviewing every single episode.
Aww.
Every time I see it. It's not the boss, it's the coworker.
Oh, okay. Do I know this coworker?
The one with the nickname.
And to the coworker
I love
slash...
your sister, too.
Oh, yeah,
she also
awesome.
needs to come out, and so does Pixie's sister.
I love my sister.
I love your guys'. Yeah.
My poor sister is so antisocial.
You know what?
So is everybody
Unlike
Arkins
her
Juice
sister,
Tavern.
who's so social and stop looking down. Look at me. We're doing a podcast. Be here.
This is radio. They can't tell if I'm looking at you.
Pixie is looking down at strands of beads because they are making really, really cute space-themed charms.
Okay, I'll give you that.
We're being twins.
Okay, tonight this is Shadows in Albuquerque Part 5, where we will complete the Labar Tsethlikai case. Yes. I said it right.
You paused, so I was trying to help.
I was reading the phonetic spelling that I put on here. So in our last episode, we explored Albuquerque's escalating crime rates. We tracked that over the last 5 years, they've had over 100 and sometimes over 150 homicides, that their clearance rates have often been below the national average. However, we will say that this year they are well over that average with a 70% impressive clearance rate.
Heck yeah.
Beating the national average, creating the ever-present question, is there a serial predator at large or multiple here in Albuquerque?
I still need that person to come in and come talk to me.
They're in Albuquerque. Yeah, that person needs to come talk to you because it's
like,
been another week and they haven't.
I know you listen because you told me you listened. So if you could come back in. And
you may have actually been already in because there's a week in between these. And
yeah.
We're actually going to have Sunport in the next episode, so this is now like 3 weeks away.
You haven't been in by the time this episode airs.
Come on in, please. Help
Give me
us.
that information
if you did
again.
come in
So that we can do more possible serial crimes in Albuquerque.
People need to know.
If you did come in last week, thank you for coming in. Sorry we're harassing you again.
Thank you. You're awesome and beautiful.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about dinosaurs that have been discovered in New Mexico.
Yes.
So moving on, as we said, no, we can totally do that, just not right now. Just not right now.
We have 7 pages.
We do need to get through the last 7 pages of this ridiculous script. Okay.
So, everybody, just to recap, everything that we're talking about as of this recording is
still alleged.
We don't accusing anybody of anything. We just are following the facts that were given to us.
Labar Tsethlikai is still allegedly. He is still in federal custody, and we will discuss tonight. We did last time, but we will discuss why his case hasn't gone forward yet.
Yeah.
As with the last episode, start your alleged and allegedly counters now.
Yes.
I want to know.
Allegedly.
It's for me.
Allegedly.
Thank you. All right, the investigation.
Allegedly. Dun 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 dun.
Oh
Allegedly. Dun 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 dun. Allegedly. Know what you guys are going to join in?
This was a cover.
This was...
I think that was old enough. It's public domain, right?
Covering. It's covering. No, it was from the
1970s.
Allegedly. I think it was from the 90s. I'm pretty sure they did it on that street place. On
that street place.
No, not the street place, but
Hold
the.
on.
I think it was on. It was
I
actually
have
on
Google.
Sesame Street, I
the
believe.
puppet.
Okay, we're googling this because it's important.
Okay.
Allegedly.
Really?
Dun, 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 dun,
It's
dun.
the Muppets, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I thought it was Sesame Street,
I'm
but they're
pretty sure
actually
it's the
produced by the
We can
same.
say that, right?
I think so.
We can say the titles of things. We're not.
Yeah,
Okay.
weird. Yeah, you know.
I don't know. I'm in a weird.
No, you're fine. So I'll keep going, and the ginger will let us know. So,
I found
go ahead,
it.
do it.
Oh, wait.
I thought it was from the 90s.
Sesame Street.
What?
I knew it. I'm right all of the
But-
time. Why do you people question
Didn't
me?
the Muppets originate on Sesame Street?
Oh, yes.
It was Jim Henson puppets that look like Muppets.
But yeah.
It came out in 1969.
So I
Oh,
wasn't
dang. Okay,
entirely-
so I was wrong there.
You were correct that it was old like Jason.
Ha!
That is almost a decade older than me. So
Yeah!
We had
Shut
to get
up.
an old joke in, and you know it.
Yeah, that's true. For our wonderful Albuquerque, Shadows of Albuquerque series, we're going to complete our final case on Mr. Tsethlikai. And of course, this case, which has shaken Native communities, because as we discussed before, the victims that are allegedly Mr. Tsethlikai's victims are Native American men. And they were brutalized by a person who may or may not be Labar Tsethlikai, who is a Zuni Pueblo man alleged to have committed these crimes and drawn national attention, raising urgent questions about violence against Indigenous people and emphasizing that these do remain allegations with no conviction at this time. So, our discussion will continue, and we will not assign guilt prematurely, but we will talk about Mr. Tsethlikai, the man accused of these, whose quiet reputation and transient lifestyle may have played a role in his alleged murders, kidnappings, and essays of Native men. So let's begin. By late 2023, so not long ago, federal and tribal authorities had begun to identify the connections and seen the patterns between these crimes and these incidents, recognizing they may not be separate, and recognizing the method and victim profile which emerged. This include the Federal Bureau of Investigation and the Bureau of Indian Affairs, who did an excellent job alongside local law enforcement that did a good job of investigating this case. I want to point out that they investigated and they came up and arrested someone. That person is not convicted yet, but I think that they did a good job. And tracking down transient killers, alleged transient killers, is very difficult. But they shared intelligence. They did so across jurisdictions. I will always give respect to police and federal bureaus that do that.
Yay, communication.
Please, God.
All the time.
Everybody all the time.
Let's make it a trend.
Oh, just keep it up, folks, because this is the second time we're talking about killers that allegedly have been caught or have been caught. The last, the Sunport murder, was caught because of good communication and good DNA evidence and good research. So,
And it makes you wonder if more jurisdictions communicated with each other.
if more killers would get caught, and
Last time it
hopefully
was New Jersey and New Mexico.
New Jersey and New Mexico
Which
for the
that
Sunport
one's
murders.
a huge gap. That one is crazy.
It's my dad's gap. That's where he grew up and where
In
he
the
came
dad's
from to
gap.
make me.
Don't say it
So-
like that.
In the dad's gap.
Oh, yeah, the dad's gap. I like that. We'll call it the dad's gap. Thank
Oh,
you.
God.
I'm sure New Jersey will appreciate that.
I'm sorry. Mr. Wolf.
Thank you.
It's a better name. You don't like pickles? They're delicious.
No, I
I
don't.
don't like pickles.
I don't like pickles. I like.
What?
I kind of like pickles.
Can I have a pickle?
You can have a pickle.
Thank you. There's
Take
pickles.
a pickle.
There's pickles on the table.
You know
They're
what?
pixie pickles.
I have a riff, and I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't like pickles because of stupid Jimmy John's. Because when I was
Yeah,
a
would
kid,
you like one?
I really I love Subway tuna sandwiches.
Tell us what James Johns did to you.
Listen, one time my mom was like, "We're going."
Where
to
did the
get-"
evil sandwich touch you?
Whoa!
I was like 6 when this happened. My mom was like,
Listen, I was just about to say Jimmy John's isn't evil, but what happened?
Michael Jason Chandler made a sandwich shop conversation into something really bad
I just spilled
So anyway,
with a 6-year-old ginger.
When I was like 6 years old, my mom was like, "Okay, we're gonna go get sandwiches," and I was like, "Cool, I want a tuna sandwich," because I loved Subway tuna sandwiches. Jimmy John's puts fucking relish in their tuna sandwiches, and that's disgusting and bad texture. Therefore, I don't like pickles.
And so that is 2 words, folks, fucking and relish. They are not, the words fucking relish is not a product sold at Jimmy John's.
Are you sure?
Or Mr. James Johns, who relishly abused the ginger when she was 6. Moving on. Allegedly. No.
Stop!
Allegedly. So, no, but good job. Coordinated efforts, forming task forces, pooling resources, sharing intelligence across jurisdictions, catching alleged killers. And not alleged, like in the Sunport case.
Right.
Forensic evidence has played a central role in advancing this investigation. According to authorities, DNA recovered from multiple crime scenes, along with other physical evidence like fingerprints, fibers, and biological samples, let's not get into what that is, has been used to link incidents together and ultimately point towards our alleged killer, Mr. Tsethlikai. And that's how he became a suspect. These forensic connections have become the key component to building the broader case that has brought charges against him. Equally important were the witness accounts of the surviving victims. We established this last time that John Doe number 3 and John Doe number 4
Are not dead.
are alive. And they provided statements describing the similar pattern of events, including the abduction, physical assault, and attempted SA. Their testimony has helped investigators establish what is believed to be a consistent modus operandi for this accused killer.
Oh, so we're using the big words now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm so sorry. What was that you just said word?
Modus operandi?
Yeah.
You don't know MO?
I've never heard that ever.
Okay, so it's Latin.
Wait, that's just the long version of MO?
Yeah.
Modus operandi
Oh.
What?
is the way in which a killer
For the
chooses to
longest time, I
kill.
thought it was just motive.
I did too.
It's not.
Modus operandi, it's the specific
but-
things that a killer does to, well, no, it's not motive, it's action. It's modus operandi is the way that they choose to kill. And that is his modus operandi. That's one of the ways that we track a killer. So, for instance, with Ted Bundy, the fact that these women disappeared after meeting a guy named Ted, and they got into a bug, and they were taken to the same dumping ground, and they were brunettes with a part down the middle, and they happened to look like his ex-girlfriend.
Wait, they got on a
Those
bug?
made up they got into a
didn't know
Volkswagen bug.
Oh.
Like slug bug.
Pixie is freaking out because they drive a Volkswagen Bug.
Once again, that is another element of the modus operandi that we will have when Pixie's eventual victims come forward. And we discussed this last time. Allegedly.
Is allegedly a killer.
So, no, but that's what a modus operandi is. It's the list of things that are used to identify those cases as the same. This also now includes DNA evidence. This can include the fibers. It can include, and that was something also that happened in the Ted Bundy case, is carpet fibers from his car.
That's crazy.
So, these are things that are often, they're used, they're repetitive, they're used in the victimization of other human beings repeatedly. They become the MO. In addition, surveillance footage from nearby businesses and roadways reportedly captured a vehicle associated with Mr. Tsethlikai. That was the Chevy truck we discussed before in the last episode. And this was seen in proximity to multiple crime scenes, giving, of course, the likelihood of him being nearby. While this is not definitive on its own, the visual evidence further strengthens the case being brought against Tsethlikai, and considering this alongside the forensic findings and witness statements, it's building a much stronger case. This is the investigation. So with the other elements of this investigation, many details are remaining part of the ongoing legal process. In other words, there's a whole bunch of stuff they likely know that we don't know yet. But taken together, these pieces begin to form a clear picture of the criminal, whomever he may be. If it is, of course, Labar Tsethlikai, we'll find out after he goes to trial. But it does create a clearer picture, and these events are how they came to charge this man. So let's talk about how he was caught.
Wait, before you start, was he caught for something stupid like speeding? Because a lot of them are.
No, it is something that's becoming more and more common. The breakthrough in this case came in January of 2024. Does anybody feel like that wasn't long ago?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. 2 years.
That was
2 years and like 3 months. With the killing of John Doe 2, there was an increased urgency. Investigators intensified their efforts, focusing on tracking the movements and narrowing down potential suspects. Using cell phone records
Oh boy!
and vehicle GPS data, authorities were able to place one alleged criminal named Labar Tsethlikai in the vicinity of the crime scene at just around the time of the killing. This digital evidence did not stand alone. Surveillance footage from nearby areas, including eyewitness accounts, also helped corroborate the presence and his movements. Strengthening the timeline investigators were building. Piece by piece, they put together this series of separate leads, but began to converge them, put them together, share the information, and track the alleged killer. Once sufficient evidence had been assembled, federal agents working in coordination with agencies, including the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the Indian Affairs Agency, and local police, made the arrest of Tsethlikai. Do you guys know why the FBI had to be involved?
because it crossed federal lines.
Partially, but there's actually an even bigger reason.
Is it because it involved a Native American nation?
The reservation.
Ah.
Absolutely. If you're going to arrest someone for federal crimes and you're going to arrest somebody because they are sovereign nations, you have to bring in the feds.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. An important thing to know here in New Mexico, when I used to be an investigator for child abuse for the state of New Mexico, we would have folks who committed child abuses or were alleged to, and they would run onto the reservation, and we couldn't follow to complete investigations. Police couldn't follow. We had to pass all of that over to the tribal police and tribal social services. Now, don't get me wrong. They did an excellent job. They often would cooperate with us. They would often take our evidence. They would often invite us as investigators to come out and do interviews and help. I mean, they did an excellent job.
Yes.
I loved the tribal police and the tribal social services people did an excellent job. Not nearly enough of them. Oh my God, there were like 6 investigators for the Navajo Nation. I did. There were only 6 of them. It wasn't hard. But they were amazing and just brilliant. And you would say, oh, we're looking for this person. They'd be like, oh, I know where their grandmother lives. I mean, they would know immediately the families, the tribes, the clans, where they lived, where their aunts and uncles lived in the reservation. There were 6 of them. And they would be able to find these kids in like a day and a half. They were rock stars. They made us.
That's awesome.
I mean, we worked really hard and we knew a lot of things and we did a lot of work. But man, these tribal social service agents were like rock stars. They were amazing. Anyways, so once sufficient evidence had been assembled for an arrest, the federal agents took him into custody in late January 2024, without incident. He didn't fight back. He just let them arrest him. At the time of his arrest, authorities reported that he was found to be in possession of items which are believed, allegedly, to be items belonging to at least one of the victims. This discovery, shut up. This discovery provided an additional evidentiary link, further tying Tsethlikai to the crimes through this investigation.
You just like that word now.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
As with all aspects of this case, the details continue to move through with the legal process. In other words, there's a lot more they know that we don't. So let's talk about today. As of this recording, as of this morning when I checked again, Labar Tsethlikai remains in federal custody. The United States Attorney's Office has filed multiple charges against him, again, reportedly totaling 11 counts. These incidents include serious allegations of kidnapping resulting to death, first-degree murder, felony murder, assault with intent to kill, and aggravated SA. At this stage, the case is moving through federal courts, with proceedings pending and in early phases. But as with all criminal cases, these charges represent allegations only. The legal process will ultimately determine the outcome. Federal prosecutors have emphasized the severity of this case, including charging Tsethlikai in connection with the killings of Navajo men. So we, of course, live on the border of the Navajo Nation. It literally stretches so close to Farmington. You can drive out of Farmington.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You can literally
The
leave.
checkerboard.
The checkerboard, and you're there. That's an area, folks, where literally there are places where you can be standing in one place, jump to another place, and be in the reservation, out of the reservation. I mean, it is...
And they are literally like checkerboard.
It's like a checkerboard.
Black and white checkerboard. Like, this part is this part is that, this part is this. But it's 2 spaces up. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
But this underscores the broader impact of the Indigenous communities, because he allegedly harmed people in multiple tribes. And it also highlights why the federal government is involved and pursuing justice in this case, including violent crimes on and near tribal lands. So what will happen will unfold in court. But for now, this case is active. The full legal process is still ahead. But as of May 2026, the federal case against Labar Tsethlikai remains stalled. And this is due to ongoing impacts of the federal government shutdown from the late 2025.
Yay!
Defense, because of course he has a right to a legal defense, to an attorney, and the defense attorneys are arguing that the lack of federal funding, which, I mean, we still don't have the federal funding, the government's open, but they haven't fully restored all of the federal funding. The defense attorneys are saying that it is preventing them from having a constitutionally adequate defense in a death penalty case.
I mean, that makes sense. If you're a lawyer that can stand up and defend someone in a death penalty case, you're probably a pretty well-paid lawyer who knows what they're doing.
He has the right to have a defense put on for him. That is the best part of our system, you know. Our system is built that it's better for 100 guilty men to walk free than one innocent man to go to prison. That's the idea. I'm not saying innocent people don't go to prison, they do. But the idea and the focus of our legal system is to avoid and to fight that ever happening. And we don't want that to change.
What's it called? A kangaroo court?
We just want to make sure that we are convicting guilty people, because innocent people don't deserve to go to jail.
That reminds me of a story that I don't remember all the details of, but the unicameral. Do you remember the unicameral?
Is that what I tried to call gubernatorial?
Yes. So the state of Nebraska is the only state to have a unicameral,
Okay?
and there's a song about it.
And Ginger's going to sing it now. Go!
You can look it up. It's by Mike Menard. Anyway, I was playing it for Pixie in the car one time because I was like, this whole album is about Nebraska, and I want you to hear it because it was my childhood. And Pixie started calling the unicameral the gubernatorial. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they were like, you know, that one thing, the gubernatorial, you know, the thing
The
from
Deadpool
Nebraska. I
side.
was like, what are you talking about?
So you are now saying the words that you said made no sense to me, and now the words that Pixie's saying to you make no sense to me.
You don't
So
know what
like
a
always,
unicameral is?
you both make no sense to
You've
me.
never heard of a unicameral?
No.
If I remember correctly, basically what it boils down to is instead of the government of Nebraska having a House and a Senate, it's one thing instead of two
One
separate
government,
things.
not different houses. Okay,
If that makes sense, like the state government.
right.
And apparently
Okay.
Nebraska's the only place that's got that, so...
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not greatly knowledgeable about Nebraska. Hey, if you're from Nebraska and you remember things better than Ginger, please drop some comments and tell me more, because she thinks it might be that.
You know what? I will just play the song after we're done recording.
Okay, that'll help me.
Don't help me, he says.
You know what? You couldn't even remember the word. And you listen to the song. Oh, now you know.
That was-
Because she
that
just
wasn't
said it.
That wasn't even the right word.
No.
That's the word they were mixing it up with.
I know.
Because Deadpool said that.
We saw Deadpool and Wolverine
Like 6 times.
in theaters.
There's not much to do out
Good
here,
movie.
guys. It's either movies or go to Arkins Juice.
Okay, but Deadpool and
There you
Wolverine
go.
is worth it, so...
Plug.
Hey, we should all go see Project Hail Mary again right
I haven't
now.
seen it. I
What?
have to see
So
it.
good. You would enjoy it.
I'm sure I would.
This group, like I reiterate, Pixie is Rocky.
No, I'm not!
And I still reiterate that she's Bullwinkle.
Pickles!
Oh, right.
Pickles.
You know what?
Extra
You started
spicy
this, Pickles.
I know, I'm trying to end it, Pickles.
All right. So, is the killer, in this case, a serial killer? That's the one of the last parts here. And I just wanted to bring that up. If convicted, can we classify Labar Tsethlikai, if he is guilty, as a serial killer?
I want to see if I'm understanding correctly, real quick. Only John Doe 3 and 4 lived?
So no, there are 11 murder victims. There are 2 that didn't die. 2 victims that didn't die. 11 victims, I believe,
Altogether?
that died.
That died?
And
Oh.
that ends, that he is accused of these crimes.
Okay.
So that means 9 people died.
I'm not sure if it's 11 people died and there's 2 more people that are alive, or 11 people died and there are 2 that are alive.
I was just trying to...
I'm not
decide
sure.
which
It's kind of unclear. And in
Same
cases...
thing twice?
In
Anyway,
cases like this, some of this stuff, he's been charged with victimizing 11 people. So I imagine that would be 9. We don't know. And I'm actually going to clarify this. So we don't know. He has 11 victims that we know of. What those victims, if they were killed, we don't know. They're not going to tell us. Not until the court case happens. Because they're going to keep a lot of this stuff under wraps. We know he killed at least 2 people. We know he attempted to kill 2 other people.
Allegedly.
We know there are allegedly.
Allegedly.
Okay, we know he allegedly killed 2 people. We know he allegedly victimized and attempted to kill 2 other people. We know that there are 11 victims listed. And we know that none of their names have been released. We know that he's been charged with multiple crimes. The details will be released in his trial.
Okay, I have a question.
I have an answer.
Do we know that these 11 people, whether it was the victimization or just the murder, we don't know the exact number right now off the top of our head.
We don't know what each person was victim of,
But
necessarily.
do we know that these were all similar cases to the point where they're all linked?
He's tried. He's charged with all of these crimes, with the crimes against 11 people.
So
Okay.
there's enough of a pattern.
Which
that
means,
they-
the modus
confident-
operandi.
Okay.
I mean, if they are confident enough that they're pushing for the death penalty, I feel like they've got some pretty solid evidence going on.
I'm gonna say,
even if
so-
it's not out to the public yet.
All of this is alleged, but the evidence says that we know there are 11 victims. His truck was nearby. He was nearby. People saw him. Surveillance videos and eyewitnesses saw him. The victims were attacked in the same way, with the same attack, with the same modus operandi. SA was an element in these cases. Those are the things we know. Do we know exactly what was done to each 11 person of the 11 people? No, we don't even know their names. They're not going to tell us. They're going to say there's 11 victims. He's charged with these things. See us again after the trial.
Heard.
Because they're not going to tell us everything. We're not going to know because this is an active case. So can we classify the killer in this case, whomever that may be, as a serial killer? From a technical standpoint, the definition does matter. According to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, a serial killer is typically defined as someone responsible for 2 or more murders on separate occasions, often with a cooling off period in between. Based on the allegations, there are elements of this case that appear to align with that framework. Multiple victims.
Victim.
Victims.
That's the second time you said that.
I know. I'm tired, folks. Multiple victims. Incidents occurring across different dates. Similarities in methods described by investigators. So, it definitely looks like there could have been cooling off periods. There definitely looks like there was more than 2 victims. We know there's at least victims. There are more than 2 victims.
That's 3.
I know, folks. You're going to have to count how many times I say victims. But
Everybody
anyways.
take a drink every time it says victim.
Oh, God, don't do it. Allegedly. It looks really possible. However, it's important to remain grounded. And in this case, and where it currently stands, Tsethlikai is not convicted. And all of those charges remain allegations until proven in a court of law. Legal classification ultimately depends on the outcome of the process, not just investigative patterns or public perception. And there are open questions. One key factor in distinguishing a serial offender from a spree offender is the presence or absence of that cooling off period. While the timeline suggests the incidents were spread over months and years, the exact nature of those intervals and what they may indicate has not been publicly released. So while the evidence presented so far may suggest a pattern consistent with a serial offending, it's not settled, not conclusively. So for now, it remains a question, one that will be shaped by facts presented in the court and by how those facts ultimately fit within the established definition of violent criminal serial behavior. However, I think that's also a convenient way for governments and states to never say that they have active serial killers until after they've been convicted.
Right.
It feels a little bit like, well, we've built the system by our rules and our definitions, and you can't say they're a serial killer until we release all the information.
Don't go into a frenzy.
Right. Well, and I mean, it is scary.
No, absolutely. Before we get to our conclusion, I have a question.
Yeah, of course.
So for spree killers, and it has to do with this, but it doesn't.
Okay.
Spree killers. How much of a cooling off process does one have to have between spree killing and serial killing?
My understanding, it's any. And this is when I studied psychology. No, it's any cooling off. I mean, an hour would probably be too little to really assess. But I mean, you have to have a cooling off period. And generally speaking, that means at some point you have to stop killing people, stop trying to kill people, stop going out looking for victims for a while.
For like a week?
Probably long enough for it to qualify as stopping for a period of time. Spree killers don't stop. They kill. They don't stop. So for like the Hollywood murders, we said they likely were spree killers, but they might not have been. They might have just been horrible murderers. They killed 5 people, and then did they stop? Did they get caught before they could continue?
Oh, what was the other kind of killer? Give me a second. The third one.
Well, there's a lot more than opportunistic killers. Yeah. Well, and serial killers can be and often are opportunistic killers, as are spree killers.
Right.
Sometimes you just kill somebody because you really want to bang your mistress, like with what's his name, Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff?
No. Allegedly.
Good night,
No. But no, I mean, sometimes you just really like banging your mistress, and so you kill your wife because it's easier than divorce, which is what I think happened with the Gurley Chew case. Sometimes you kill somebody because you feel like they offended you. They hurt you. They abused you as a child. Sometimes, and there's a lot of reasons why people kill.
Isn't that a crime of passion more than anything?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, yeah, definitely. People kill for money. People kill for drugs.
Greed.
People kill for greed. People kill for love. They kill for passion. They kill for annoyance. They kill for a lot of reasons. And that's the thing that people don't realize is most murder boils down to greed, love, it's situational, loss, some sort of revenge. Serial killing is rare. In a country of hundreds of millions.
The other day.
In a country of hundreds of millions of people, there's like 30 serial killers active at any given time. That's terrifying. It's also not a big number.
It feels pretty
If
good.
you consider how many people live in Phoenix.
Yeah.
A lot,
right?
Millions of people. If you consider for every 100,000 people who live in Phoenix, and there's millions, there's at least 5 murders in a year. 30
Not actual numbers.
No, that's what we said in the last episode.
Was it? Okay.
For every 100,000 people.
That was last week. I don't remember.
For every 100,000 people, there's an average of 5 to 6 murders a year. That's nationwide. That is, Albuquerque is higher. But nationwide, for every 100,000 people, there's 5 to 6 murders. 30 doesn't mean anything at that point. I mean, it does. It matters. Of course it matters. But it's not a big number. But the psychopathy is more interesting to us. And if those people are caught tomorrow, we'll probably feature them on a podcast.
Heck yeah.
because we are intrigued by them, because their psychopathy is different. I can understand why someone kills a person that stole money from them. I don't agree with it. I don't support it. I think that's why there's courts. We talked last time, or a couple episodes ago, we talked about if a man thinks his wife's cheating and he kills her. We can understand that. It's not right. We don't support it, but we can understand it. The reason that we're so interested in serial killers, spree killers, these big psychopathies, is because we can't get our head around it. Because you have to be messed up to do that. So as we close out our 4-part series here at the Arkins Hearth, it's clear that the story of crime in Albuquerque is as complex as the city itself. I'd like to remind people that this is a place that has been defined by its beauty, its resilience, and the obvious ongoing struggle to persistently and actively pursue that violence. And like I said, their numbers are up. They've 70% is better than the national average. The case of Labar Tsethlikai is still unfolding within the legal system. It reflects both the challenges of facing the violence and the difficulties that exist in probably all major cities, and yes, a little bit more in Albuquerque. But the efforts of law enforcement, community advocates, the sharing of jurisdictional control of these cases is making a difference. While Albuquerque does not currently have a confirmed serial killer at large, the impact of violent crime remains deeply felt, especially among these vulnerable populations. What we've explored tonight is a reminder that behind every statistic, every headline, and every rumor, there are real people. Missing Native Americans that don't get talked about on the news. Families, communities whose lives are permanently changed, and some destroyed. The investigation into Tsethlikai, along with the broader efforts to improve homicide clearance rates, offer a measure of progress, but at the same time, it underscores just how much work still lies ahead. Albuquerque's homicide rate and shifting clearance statistics echo the broader national concern, even as the city continues working to confront these realities head on. It is a situation that demands both awareness and sustained commitment from institutions and individuals alike. We need to stop allowing people to be less dead because they're men with brown skin or women with brown skin. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Albuquerque's shadows. On behalf of myself, Michael Jason Chandler, and my co-hosts,
Lauren Wolf,
The Ginger,
Pixie.
we hope that this series has shed light on both the harsh realities and the enduring spirit of Albuquerque and the Southwest. Let's remember to watch out, care for, and protect each other. Thank you so much for listening.
do all the things.
Definitely 5 stars, folks.
we love everyone.
Like us, share us.
Tell us to all your friends.
What?
I don't know what else to say.
And if you want to see us live and live in color, let us know.
Let us
We
know
are
if you
going to
wanna
start.
show up for a live.
Yeah. One of these days,
Yeah.
we're going to do live shows
That's gonna
starting.
definitely be a 2 to 3 part.
We're going to start live shows here pretty soon here at Arkins Juice Tavern.
Are we?
I would say I'd like to. I'd love to do live shows soon.
Yeah. Watch people
Joe, I'm thinking we'll start rewriting some of our favorite episodes. We'll choose episodes, and I'll rewrite them into live
recording them?
performances. Yeah.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
videotape them, and we'll put them on YouTube.
Ooh.
Or use them as
as
Patreon options. Yeah.
Tell me to wear makeup that day.
So, anyways, thank you so much, everybody. Have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Good night.